Soon as it says, all right, we got it. Okay, those who are here live, welcome. Thanks for being here. Those of you who are joining us later on, this is our weeks 11 and 12 seminar for EDUC 5000, the last seminar of the year of the class. Craziness, but it's been a great class. I've learned a lot from you guys. A lot of our projects I got caught up on most of my grading today, and my people are doing some great projects, and I'm excited to see how they turn out, and would love to hear reports if and when they actually do these units. So, but let's get started on reviewing the upcoming weeks. So let me share my screen. I will share that guy. Matt, will you watch the chat for me?
You got it, Clint.
Thank you very much. And I will hit present. And seeing my screen, everyone good still? Okay, thank you. Okay, here we go. So a couple friendly reminders. We do have some upcoming EdTech conference options. This first one is fresh off the press. That logo was created this week. We just were, you said just in the process of getting this EdCamp Central Utah, EdCamp CUT or CUT, or like shortcut. There's a little trail map like shortcuts, or there's lots of trails in Richfield to go and play before and after the camp. Registration is almost ready to go. Brandon can give us an idea probably tomorrow, the next day, when it'll be ready to go.
That link is live. You just need right now it's just password protected until we get the final update in the next, hopefully tomorrow, then you can just without password, just log in. But yeah, that registration is good to go.
Okay. This is for EdCamp. EdCamps are always free. It's on a Saturday, but we just had one in Springville last Saturday. It was a fantastic event, great conversations. I enjoyed the heck out of it. I was glad I was able to make it up to that one. And then USET 2022, the theme is Connect. That's going to be March 15th and 16th next year. Hybrid conference. So if you can't make the trip to Provo, that is a Tuesday and Wednesday. So we're doing it kind of early in the week. We know that finding a sub might be an issue for folks this year. So arrange them now, get your subs reserved now, get registered. Registration is open, but we do have the call for presenters open as well. And we do encourage folks in these courses to sign up for a presentation, do a poster, do a panel, do a full session, whatever you're comfortable with, and just share the great things that you're doing in your class. It's going to be an amazing conference. So any comments, questions on those things? All right. We also have our next round of courses coming up. We don't have the links are opening soon for those as well. We don't quite have those ready to go, but we will send those out as soon as we have them. You can sign up through UEN, SEDC, or Q's, and those links are live. If you click on those, it'll take you to the catalog there. Or if you have not tried one yet, if you want to knock off another credit and kind of dig deeper on a tool or a platform or something like that, the UEN MOOCs are fantastic options. Matt is, I think you're leading the Google Certified Educator Level 1 and Level 2 courses.
I am, and we actually just went live with our Scribble course today. So
Scribble is okay. So Scribble MOOC.
Awesome.
I'm actually working through the teacher iPad badge myself right now. Digging into iMovie and having some fun with that. That's a great one. The Adobe one, I've done the first Adobe course. They're great courses. They just fair warning, they close. They're open for a year, but they're going to close at the end of this year. So if you want to dig deeper into Nearpod or Canvas or Scribble, lots of other options there. If you think you can knock it off in a month, do that, or take a look at them in January. And our next round of courses begin January 13th. The next course in this series is Classroom Integration of Educational Technology, 5010. I think all of the instructors are returning, as far as I know, for the next round. Yeah, Carol, you'll be back. Brand will be back. Okay. Registration links are coming soon, like next week, probably, and we'll share those out as soon as we get those, and they will begin January 13th, and that'll be a 12-week course. Anything in the chat there, Matt? I see a notification, but we're good.
Oh, just the UEN's course is open on December 1st. It was me putting it in there. So
Registration. Okay. Yep. And ours will be right around there for Qs and SEDCs. So take a look for those.
I just
All
want
right.
to add one thing with that, Clint, that these courses are available to any educator, not just those in the EdTech endorsement. The EDUC courses those 3 SUU courses are for EdTech endorsement, but any of your colleagues, your friends can take any of these courses. So share the links with them, share these resources with others, let them know these opportunities.
Yep. And like I said, Brandon and I do run those courses mostly for the districts in our region. But if you're in this class and you can't get into the other one, or, if Brandon's offering something that looks cool and I'm not offering it and UEN's full, you can jump into either one of ours. It's totally fine. So that's why we share those links with you. So thanks, Brandon. Thanks, Matt, for those things. Anything else before we move into wrapping up this class? Okay, see, shaking heads. All right, this week, 2 brief articles, not a ton of reading this week, dealing with strategies and considerations for your ELL students. And we also do dig a little bit deeper into SIOP, the Sheltered Instruction Observation Protocol. I've asked Tony to take a few minutes. There actually is a video on the next slide. I won't take the time to show that, but it's in the slides if you want to review that later on. But I will stop sharing my screen and I will let Tony take over and talk a little bit more in depth on SIOP.
I appreciate that. Would you be willing to let me have access to screen share? I can. Good. Give me just a second. Make sure that I'm in the right screen.
If not, let me know.
Nope. Give me just a second. Let me share my screen. And I put a couple links here just to kind of walk you through, give you a couple tools to walk away with. Sheltered Instruction Observational Protocol. Let me do just a little bit of an overview first here with these supports. As you click on supports, you're going to find 2 lesson plans, a lesson plan at the elementary, a lesson plan at the secondary. And then you are going to be technology instructional leaders, but you're going to have opportunities to go into teachers' classes. And so I wanted to make sure that you had this observation form just to kind of walk you through. And that's where I'd kind of like to start today with this. And please forgive me, I scanned front and back, and so there's a blank page on the back of each one. So please forgive me for that. I'll try to update that in the next day or so. But these are some of the things that—
There's a clean version in the course.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Forms in the course. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. I'm glad you shared that there. But as you prepare your lessons, content objectives, what is it that you want in the content that you're teaching that you want your students to be able to identify and be able to connect with? Then there's language. You've got the content that you're trying to instruct, but you have vocabulary associated with that content as well. What language objectives? What do you want them to be able to speak and do and say? And then the bigger picture of the concepts. And you can read all of this, but I just wanted to kind of share this as far as a brief overview of those components that you're looking for here. Then building some background. You want to be able to tie it to something that they are connected with, have some, your learners, some connection to where they're coming from in regards to the content, in regards to the language. That we've used some of these terms before. We've talked about some of these concepts before, but they're clearly and explicitly linked to what your students are connected with. Down at Three Falls Elementary, and this is years and years ago, 20 years ago, but all of our elementary teachers, we had field trip money, and so they take all of our 3 sections, well, really 5 with the afternoons, 3 sections in the morning of kindergarten students to different restaurants in St. George. And they would go through and they would do evaluations of the cleanliness of restaurant kitchens in St. George. So they all had a common experience. Our third graders, if you can believe this, 4 classes of third graders, we would get a bike trip out to the Knolls, about 2 miles out, and 2 miles back on bike, 100 kids on bikes, the poor principal and teachers riding along with them. But we had that common experience that we did together. And so it's important as you build the background that you have some common experiences together. Key vocabulary, we've talked about that already. Comprehensible input. You have to use language that your students can understand and can work with. You want kids to be able to learn. You want to be able to assess and make sure that they're learning. And if they're not learning, then really are you teaching associated with that? Give me just a second. I apologize. Could I shut that off? And then strategies, ample opportunities for learning strategies, scaffolding used to support student understanding, give them examples that they can build along. I did want to, and Clint did show you the video. I did want to just, give me just a second to go back. Oh, and I can't go back. Give me a moment here. Move this around. Oh, here it is. Yes, right here with this little lesson, or this little sample lesson in here. Clint's got a link to it, but as you come on here, I'm not going to make you listen to the first minute and a half. Give me just a moment here, and I'm not even going to make you listen to long of it, but let me unplug my earphones here.
The state standards for that week was identifying fact and opinion. Her class of 24 students is comprised of English learners, special education students, and 4 native English speakers.
We've done fact and opinion before, though, haven't we? So we're going to take it a little bit further this time, and let me show you what I mean. Help me out with our objectives today.
The students will be able
She's
to
connecting to those objectives. Those
Distinguish
students know
fact
where they
from
are.
opinion. What do I mean, distinguish? That's a big third grade word.
It's a big
What do I mean,
vocabulary word.
distinguish? Karina, what do I mean, distinguish?
tell the difference.
Thank you. You're going to be able
They're
to tell me the
using
difference
their
today between a
language,
fact and an opinion.
Third grade
Okay?
language that they
Help me with the
understand and
next
connect
objective.
with one another.
The students will be
I don't want to take, I'm probably past my time, but I didn't want to take a lot of time, but I just wanted to give you some examples you could walk away with, some examples that you could see. And if you can see it, you can do it. So anyway, Clint, does that kind of help? Is that it? I got a thumbs up. Great. It's all yours.
Appreciate that. Any other questions on PSYOP for Tony or what's expected there? And Tina, you can have your little buddies wave hi. I told everybody it's so cute. It's fun. It's totally fine. So we're glad she's joining in. We're glad she's excited to be on camera. So everybody wave hi to Tina's daughter there. Hey, buddy.
Tina, I think she's going to be a teacher someday, maybe even a principal. Who knows? Maybe a superintendent. Good for her.
I don't know. She's struggling with her first grade math right now, and the paper is twice. So
Let's see. I've lost my slides now. Let's see. Give me a sec. Apologize. When I go full screen, they go all the way out to the right, and I have way too many. Desktops here. So. All right, now I got to find Zoom. There's Zoom. And where's my meeting window? There you guys are. Okay, share my screen. And there it is. Share. Okay. Everyone seeing my slides now? Thank you, Carol. Appreciate that. Okay. And there's the video Tony referred to. We saw a little bit of it. I don't want to play that. There we go. And again, those 8 parts to that model. Appreciate Tony for covering that. There's another version of the form. And again, that's included in the course as well, but it's here in the slides too. So, okay. So the assignment this week is just keep on keeping on. I've designed 2 more digital learning activities. These 2 this week, you'll make sure that you detail how these These lessons will be adapted or enhanced for your ELL students. There are some supplemental reading and resources. They are supplemental. You don't need to read them if you're comfortable with this stuff. If you want to dig a little deeper, feel free to do that. And there are some good examples at the bottom of the assignment instructions. So if you want to take a look at those, make sure you look at those and make sure to add those links to your digital learning activities into your unit plan, which we'll talk more about here in just a second. And the discussion for week 11 is how can technology help support your lesson, all the different parts of the SIOP. So how can technology help you support those different areas for your English language learners? And if you could give us 2 specific examples, or ways you've done or used this in your class, or ways that you've used technology to adapt for your English language learners. And I put an asterisk here, bonus for a screencast demo for my class. I don't know if the other teachers will honor that or not, but we'll take care of you if you do a little screencast for us and walk us through those ways. Any questions on week 11 before we go into week 12? Anything in the chat, Matthew? All righty. If there are questions, unmute your mic and stop me. Otherwise, I'll keep going. All right, week 12. We're going to revisit TPAC this week. That's technology, pedagogy, and content knowledge. I remember the acronym. We'll look back into that. Look at your past technology integration efforts. The reading this week, are you matching the right learning tool activity with the right tech tool? There are some good examples there of like, this is the activity I'm going to be doing. Here's some technology that would go along with that. And caveat, or yeah, we understand that the resource might be a little dated when it's talking about MP3 players and DVDs and things like that, or just upgrade those to the 21st century, to the 2021-22 versions of those things. But if you do have questions or need some ideas on, hey, I've got an activity where I'm doing this and this, how can I integrate technology with that? Reach out to your instructor, tweet it out, check out your personal learning network and ask those folks for ideas on what you can do, or reach out to your instructors or other folks in your section of the class. And then there's that. We've also in the reading got the Guide to Advanced Concepts in Creating and Reviewing Units. It's a 200-page document, so please don't read the whole thing. Just use the little search box at the top and say, jump me down to page 131 and just take a look at those 3 pages there as part of that. I mean, if you want to read the whole thing and you've got, if you're bored over Thanksgiving and want some extra reading, have at it. And then the assignment, those last 2 digital learning activities, 5 and 6, just work on those, get those in place. There are any adaptions or extra considerations for those, just 2 more digital activities that'll support your lesson plan. Make sure you add those links to the little summary at the very bottom of your plan, and drop the descriptions and everything in your plan where it works. That's assignment A for week 12 next week. And then assignment B is turn it all in. This unit plan we've been working on way back since week 4. It's time to finally put a bow on it, wrap it up, and turn it in. And the nice thing about this class is we've been looking at your plans for a couple of months ourselves. And so at this point, there's probably not going to be any big surprises or, hey, I need you to redo, this half of it. It's probably not going to happen that way. But hopefully we've corrected the course before we get to this point. But just so the next 2 weeks, the time is yours to work on those last 4 digital learning activities. For this week, the ELL adaptations. For next week, just the other 2, and then put them in your unit plan and turn them in. And then the discussion for next week, just reflect on the last few months and has your approach to curriculum planning changed? How has it been impacted by this course? If you've changed, how have you changed? Just kind of reflect and share your thoughts about the last couple of months in this class. And the final due date for all work is December 1st. So midnight, 11:59 p.m. on December 1st. And then our scores and grading and everything are due back to UEN a week after that. And we should be good to go. Is there something there in the chat, Matt? Question?
There is. Sarah would like to know, are we actually creating the content for the activities or just stating how we will do them?
For the digital learning activities, we'd like to see the actual, close to finished product or something there, not just kind of a plan or an overview. That was 2 weeks ago where we said, tell us where you're going to go and you've got a month to get there. And so that's what these last couple of weeks have been, is just time to work on those learning activities and to get them good to go. We'd like to be able to take a look at them. So, I mean, if you can't get them done, reach out to your instructor. If there's extenuating circumstances going on, as always, let us know. But I think it ought to be all done. Anything else?
Just one thing, a couple of students have been checking with me saying, you need to get your grades in a week after the UEN. When can I expect on a transcript to see this on there? I need it for my district or for some other things that I'm doing. And so, yes, it takes a week to get the grades into UEN. So now we're at the 8th or 9th of December. Anna is great at UEN. She pushes that off to K-12 in-service at suu.edu, and I'm going to put that email here in the chat. It takes our time. We're not as efficient as Anna. We wish we had an Anna down here. We've got great people, but if you want to know, hey, when is this going to show on my transcript? Will you please give them at least a week to get into Anna, and then at least a week for Anna to get them to us. So really, hopefully by around the 1st of January, as you come back, if you still haven't seen them on your transcripts, would you please reach to SU for credit? Do you want to deal with that? I apologize, Clint, there's a question. When will you let us know when and how to submit to SU for credit?
You don't have to. So once everything's done, once we give you a score, there will be a quiz. They've taken the quiz already, haven't they, Matt? In theory, the what kind of credit do you want, or is that not even an option in this class?
I believe that should have been the first thing. I'd have to look back and see if we made that change.
This course is not an option. This course is only SUU credit.
Yeah, this course is only SUU credit. So once we turn in your grades, there'll be we'll give you a score on an assignment called Course Complete. And what that'll do is that'll open up once that's done, you can go into SUU and it's all online. You can pay for the course online. The links and all the information will be there in the course, and they might even be there already. Let's see. Tab.
While you're looking that up, Clint, let me just say, for Davis people that were previous leading educators and are having their credit paid for them through our grant, there's an extra step, and I will send an email specific to those people in Davis what that extra step is. And because of that extra step, it does take actually even longer to get your credit. So I just wanted to make sure that people knew that it's just, the red tape we have to go through to make sure everything works out.
Yeah,
so
we've all have our hoops to jump through. So
yeah.
Back here on the very first, on the homepage of the course, there is a link here for course credit. There's also a corresponding module of course credit. The top, I believe, course credit, there it was. And so we will, let's see, the information's there. But like I said, we will turn in we'll give you a score for that, which will open up the gates for you to get the credit, and the information will be there for you to go from there. So we'll let you know, we'll send out a notification saying, hey, your grade's been posted, go ahead and follow through the steps to do the course request and pay the $69, $63, $69. It's one of those two.
And it looks like since they have changed the process over the last little bit, that there is the quiz that you take in this course. The course
There is, okay.
request quiz, but there's only the SUU option
Right.
which is new. I hadn't been there before until they
Yeah,
changed.
so you
the
take a
whole-
quiz that only has one option and one question and one option for the question. And then once that is scored, then there's the FAQ on what to do to request the credits. How do I get credit? You've applied, you should all, if you haven't applied yet, if this is your very first, continuing education class for SUU, you'll need to apply and activate your portal. Most everyone, though, is going to jump directly to step 3, go to SUU, go to your portal, log in, pay for the class. And the course number and all that information is right there on the homepage. This is EDUC 5365. This is the name of the course, Foundations of Instructional Design, 3 credits, and your instructor name is up there at the top. So all that information you'll need to fill in the form is right there on the homepage. But if you get stuck, have questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to help. Any other questions? I think that's all. I think that's everything. Yeah. So just our email addresses and that kind of stuff was the last slide. You've seen those every week. It's in the slide. You can find us, reach out to us if you have questions. Anything else, instructors? Anything I missed?
We'll see you January 10th. Thank you,
Yeah.
one and all.
Yeah, this
It's
is it.
fun.
So appreciate you all. Good luck. Enjoy Thanksgiving.
Bye.
Enjoy the holidays.